G'day, guys, and welcome back to the JFBS SuperCoach channel. And today we're going to go through my kind of new team in a way, my January team compared to my last upload of my AFL team picker when it first came out. First of all, I'd like to say if you watched that video and you're watching this video, thank you so much for watching it and giving it a thumbs up. That was the most viewed video I've had so far, and people are still watching it. It's, I think, just past 700 views. It probably doesn't sound like, the world to you guys, but to me, it means the world to me because I started this channel about 3 months ago, um, probably close to 4, and this so far has exceeded my expectations. I kind of going into this was kind of like, I talk about my own thoughts and feelings about my own teams on any platform of SuperCoach. And I was like, I'll just talk to myself and upload and see if people watch it. And I can't believe people watch it. So thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for supporting me throughout this. Now, I've left the guys that I still have on my team from the last video, just so I'm not repeating myself about some of these guys. I have gotten rid of some guys. I can talk about it, maybe. I can't really remember who I had in. All I remember is I had like Naz there and like Noah Anderson and I think it was Max Gorn. So some pretty expensive players, but I think I've kind of evenly distributed this out. So before we get into it, just want to make sure I don't feel 100% comfortable with this team. I've only done this as like an absolute potential team. Like I can roll with this, but I have so many questions around which players I want to have. So we can go through the players I already still have at the moment from top to bottom. So as you can see, 3 out of the 7 of my mid defenders are still here. So Rosie, McKercher, and Coleman. So Rosie, I think I don't need to tell you this, but because I think everyone's on top of it, and every creator out there, which I'm not saying that it's a wrong thing to do to highlight that Rosie and Butters and the Port Adelaide Power have like such a strong schedule at the start. So I'm going to try my best to not repeat a lot of things that people say, like very basic stuff, like Port Adelaide have got a very easy run, but that's the reason why I've got Rosie. I don't need to explain anymore. McKercher, a lot of people saying he's an early lock, um, just because North Melbourne kind of played around with him out the forwards, and it just wasn't working. Like the use of his ball, wasn't getting to him, and he wasn't putting it in the right place. If that makes sense. Whereas when you put him down back, it kind of opened up his role a lot more, and that's kind of what made him quite a bit more expensive at just under 450k. So you'd think that North Melbourne are like, okay, well, let's just have him there. That's where he excels. He's like got an elite foot. Like he's just a great kick, which is what you need in SuperCoach more than fantasy, AFL fantasy. But I did see that North Melbourne are trialing a few players in the midfields, like in the actual guts, and that's they mentioned it was Colby McKercher and it was Finn O'Sullivan. Now Finn O'Sullivan kind of played halfback wing, and he did fine. I didn't think that if you told me didn't tell me who got what pick he was, I wouldn't have said he's a number 2 pick, but he had some nice flashes last year, which was really nice. So hopefully he can really have a good second year on top of it. He didn't do anything necessarily bad. From a SuperCoach standpoint, he just wasn't putting up as much points as anyone would. I didn't have him, which was lucky for me, but I know a lot of people did have him, and he wasn't making enough money for you to go, all right, well, let's bank this cash and use it another time. And then I've got Kadeen Coleman still. So I've been reading, you can probably see up here, Big Footy. I have been reading a bit of big footy, and I'm gonna read all of the forums, so all 18 teams, but I'm just getting it from a fan perspective of like, well, what do they think? Now, obviously, they're not in the in the discussions or anything, but they have a good idea. They have a better idea than I do. They have probably a better idea than the other 17 supporters of other teams, and it's going to be really hard. Some people have him like I think there's more people in that forum that said that he's not in the best 22 than people said that he was. Just because you've got like because of Coleman's injury, you've had Dane Zorko come halfback. You've had Jasper Fletcher come off halfback. You've had Darcy Wilmot come off halfback. Now that Brandon Starcevich has gone to West Coast, it kind of opens up like a bigger problem. And now that I've kind of read it, they've got more of a problem of who's going to be that lockdown defender. Do they just make Jasper Fletcher more of a lockdown defender? Do they make Wilmot more of a lockdown defender? Kind of like Ewlands. Like 2 years ago, he was the guy who was coming to half back for Gold Coast. As soon as Daniel Rioli came in, Ewlands' disposals went down, which is normally what happens with lockdown defenders who take typically the best mid forward guy there, which is what Starcevich was doing. Starcevich could play that smaller, gets a smaller guy like, Nick Watson, or play up against a guy like Bailey Fritsch, for example. So that's what I kind of mean. They've got a bigger issue with that. Some of them said Ainsworth, but Ainsworth is apparently 183 centimetres, which I wouldn't even be surprised at the same height as like Coleman. He's probably if I'm thinking about it on my height, he could probably compete with me, no shit, because I'm not an AFL player, but a guy who's like another maybe inch taller than me, or two, like Ainsworth might struggle, but he'll put up a dogfight with that. But going back to Brisbane with this halfback issue, they said that it's going to be kind of like a Daniel Rich thing where, he had an All-Australian season. They didn't play him in one of the grand finals, and then he retired. So I think Coleman has just literally got to wait for Zorko. And this is what I mean by I don't feel 100% confident with Coleman in here, because he's behind. Like, he's coming off an injury. He's training. He's back at full training. I'm pretty sure, which is great. But how does he fit in with those three guys ahead of him? In my opinion, as well, and Brisbane Lions fans as well, is that I think the clear cut case and opinion is that Coleman is behind those three guys who are this past season a premiership side, have excelled at coming off half the back. Fletcher really had, I love Fletcher. He was such a good player for Brisbane. So I've got him there for now, but we've obviously got ages away. We've got 2 months, just over 2 months. So literally, that's like my thoughts on the preseason stuff with Coleman. Moving on to midfielders. So I've only made 2 changes. That seems... Oh, because Brody's a flex. So I've moved Brody. No, actually, I'll just do that now. I've got Brody on the flex. We'll talk about Butters and Brody. So obviously, same thing, easy start of the schedule. I don't need to talk about Butters. He is the best midfielder. Like Bont, McCluggage, Rao. Does Geelong have an early buy round? I do have a photo on my camera roll. Give me 2 seconds. Yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 out of the top 8 have an early buy round. The next guy, the top guy is Butters, and then you've got Brayshaw and Dawson. And then once again, you've got Hewitt, Callahan, Richards, Liberatore, Holmes, Green, yep, Heaney, Miller. So out of your top 18, you've got 3 guys who don't have an early buy, which is a bit concerning. But it kind of makes sense because they're all the best midfield teams playing. Obviously, that's what the AFL wants to do. But my point is that if you want to miss those early buy rounds for your primos, you're probably going to be fading guys like Bont, McCluggage, who had a breakout year last year, Dacos, Dunkley, Anderson. I had Anderson in my last video, so that's why I kind of go with Butters. Brayshaw's a good option. I was thinking of Dawson, but we still have 2 months to think about it. But yeah, with Port Adelaide and Brody, Will Brody, obviously Josh, he was under Josh Carr in Fremantle, and like when I say under, I mean like he was basically an apprentice to Josh Carr. Now that Josh Carr is the coach at Port, wanted to bring Brody in, and hopefully he's playing inside mid. Now there's a few guys, and I'll mention one of them who I'm bringing into my side. There's just a few guys that they're going to be experimenting. Not so much with Rosie because he's going to be coming off halfback because that's probably where he excelled the most last year. So, excuse me. Be interesting to see how Port goes with it with like 0 changes to the side. I don't think they'll make top 8 personally, but the long season ahead. I've still got Ashcroft. I think for his price at 545k, I'm taking that over McRae, Caldwell, Walsh. I was thinking of bringing in. Rankin's out for a week. I like Gordon. Was he in my team? Not to spoil. He's in my team. But like Sarong, Neil, like Neil, I think he'll be doing better than Neil next year. He won't get tagged because I think now McCluggage is the main tagger there. So I think at 545k coming off grand final, Norm Smith, he's going to do better than 100, in my opinion. If he doesn't start, like I remember last year, Brisbane, their starting midfield would be Neil, Dunkley, McCluggage. Strong. And they have Ashcroft coming off the interchange. Now that Lachie Neale's had this off-season issue and he's getting older, I'd love to see Will Ashcroft go in into that middle. But it kind of has a bit of a problem when it comes to defensively, because Neale goes Neale and McCluggage go in. Dunkley's more a bit of a defensive inside that midfield. So with having Neale there, Ashcroft, there's no one really gunning for the ball. All 3 of them do, but it's like Neale is known for going in and fishing it out to, or flinging it out, to McCluggage and Ashcroft as well. So unless Ashcroft kind of improves a bit of his game, or McCluggage does as well, getting in, because you kind of want Dunkley being that defensive dude in your middle 3. I think Ashcroft is literally perfect, and he's like, I don't know what I can say. That price is amazing. Darcy Parish. Now, when I look back at my old video, I was surprised I had him in there, but now that I've taken him out pretty much since. Now I've brought him back in. I think it was yesterday, the day before, and I think he's just kind of needed because at 334k, it's a bit of a nothing price, which is fine. But it seems like Essendon still value him and want to play him in the midfield. I don't see the issue, honestly, with having him, because you can easily just downgrade to a rookie. So let's say early on in the year, Essendon are just, or Parish is doing crap. Like Perryman. Harry Perryman last year was the guy that everyone was going for. You'd think he was coming off halfback or something, but just did shit. So maybe this is the same with Parish. Let's say Parish does horrible. You've probably got 4 or 5 weeks to figure out rookies with their break-evens going, great, I'm going to grab that kid and make some money. You're saving about 150k or 180k, and still that other guy's going to be making more money than Parish. I don't see it as honestly, it's kind of win-win. You go, okay, well, the win is he's going to make you money. He'll get back to like 95 average, 100 hopefully, back to his prime before all of his injuries, and he can really excel. And then the other win is that, okay, he's not doing great. That's kind of your loss, but you trade him to a rookie who's doing better, or if not, probably he's doing the same, if not better, and then still making cash for you. So you're saving about just under 200k and making about 150. So really, it's a 350k money making that way. Dersma, I'm not going to speak much on him, and Hewland. I'm probably not going to speak much on the rookies because Dersman is just like I think it's kind of everyone just goes for the number one pick because he's easily going to play. Dersman probably will, so I think he'll play. I think you should have him. Um, some people say that he might not impact that well, kind of like a Lawler. Lawler doesn't. He impacts the game not by disposals. Just he's a damaging player, not a disposals guy. So that's probably why he didn't do well. Some people saying that about Dersma. I don't really care because once again, I can easily trade him down to someone else. I don't know if he makes 100k. I'm pretty happy with that too. Ewan's the same. I heard that he might play wing. Now that they've like lost guys like Flanders, Fiorini, and Ainsworth, like it's pretty good. Ainsworth. Like that gives opportunity for. I know you've got Petrarca and Hugo Hagen coming in, but they've also lost Butterick as well. But you've got Ewan, Patterson, Petrarca, Hugo Hagen, four in. That's such a nice like it's really nice for Ewan and Patterson to come in. So maybe I've got to change that as well. Jagger Smith, obviously coming off the injury of his ACL last year, he should do really well. Yeah, not really much more to say. To be honest, hopefully he plays round one. Smiley, I've just got him there for now. He's still injured, or he's still like not fully training. So I'm probably going to leave him out of my side after this video and just find someone else to fill in the spot. Dylan Sharp, you'd think, plays for Essendon. It's a bit confusing what they're trying to do because considering that they brought in Fiorini. Yeah, that's basically it. I've got nothing more to say. Cherry, I think I'll talk about the Rucks in a bit. He's the number one Ruck you should really go for, in my opinion. There's can go for Gorm, but he's just 80, like he's 80k, 70k cheaper compared to fourth and Luke Jackson. Well, I mean, I'm probably not going to go with Luke Jackson, but Cherry with the new ruck rules is going to be really good. I'm probably going to make a whole video about how to sort your rucks out and what to look for. Kalani White, same thing. I mean, backup ruck, I don't really know. He's 99k ruck forward, which is good. Can swap Reedy there. Hopefully he does start, which will be nice. Sheasel, I mean, we don't really need to talk about it. If this guy gets 50 disposals in a quarter, I mean, it was against Richmond, but he's in forward. He's easily he's an absolute lock. Same with Flanders. Flanders is going to be the oh my god, what is his name? Jack McRae. He's going to be the Jack McRae of this year, or Bailey Smith of this year. He's going to be your like keepers in forward. Hopefully Trelaw as well. I mean, this is a risky pick because he's been injury prone for the past couple of years, but I don't know. It's a bit of a wish-washy pick at the moment. Same with Parrish. I probably feel more confident on Parrish than Trelaw, but Trelaw's kind of lost his spot as well, which is really unfortunate because you've got Bont, Libber, you've had Ed Richards, who's really excelled in the midfield, and then you've had guys like Joel Frazier jump in. Thinking of some other Bulldogs guys. I'm not on the top of my head, but you've got like guys flinging in and out of that midfield. Philippou, nice price, 170k. Hopefully, he can get healthy. Marshall as well, easy schedule at the start. He's also planning to play down back. If he's like a Tom Stewart type, that would be amazing at 150k. So it's probably going to be a bit of an experimental thing for him. I don't think he'll score well. Like if he can make 100k, great. That's great for me. Talk about Reedy just before McRae. Just got him there for now. I think it's going to be a West Coast rookie who's like at that similar price because they've got an extra like 4 list spots because of the SPP or SSP listings. Anyways, that's the team that I've kept and my reasons. There's probably about 3 or 4 guys maybe that I've just named that I don't really want anymore. But let's have a look at the guys that I'm bringing in. So we'll start from back to front again. Jordan Clark, it's going to be similar with Rosie. I had him all last year as well, so he's pretty reliable. 105 exact on the dot average. Hopefully, it can be more. I think. If you're going to go for these 4, you've just got to know that um, they're going to have a bye in that week 4 or round 4, which is fine. But at the same time, it's fine because during those bye weeks, it's going to be best 18. So, but it's like one less primo compared to like me, for example. Like if you've got Naz and I've got Clark, and you've got a rookie to take over Naz, like I'm probably going to be banking 40 more points than you. Or same with Sinclair, Whitfield, or Ash. So that's why I've got Jay Jay Clark, not from Minnesota, Jordan Clark from Fremantle. Kind of similar with this next one. Value price, Miles Bergman. There's been conversations that he's been going to be thrown into the midfield, which would be really nice, and hopefully he can bump his price up for Port. The other guy that I've got on for as my D6 is Moniz Wakefield. So I've got a mate that tells me about him. He's excited. He kind of wants, like, you've got Judd McVie is left, that halfback role. You've got Salem. I guess Jake Bowie, but I feel like Moniz Wakefield, after having I think they think highly of Moniz Wakefield, which is nice. So hopefully they can do something there with him. Okay, so I'm moving Ewan to the bench here, which I'll probably change him to starting. And then last on my list is Lindsay. So a lot of people do have Lindsay. He's a halfbacker. He's actually got a really good kick. If you watch the pre-draft stuff, it was really nice watching how he kicks the footy and stuff. And yeah, hopefully he gets a good crack at it. Hopefully being the halfbacker for West Coast, because they've got Tom McCarthy, but Lindsay might be decent as well. Going to be a similar route of what I'm going with, and I'm going to go with Caleb Sarong. So the cheaper one out of Brayshaw and Sarong. He was a bit frustrating for the owners that had him. I had Brayshaw. I picked the better one out of the two, thankfully. Yeah, look, I think the reason why I'm going for this is he doesn't have a buy, and I can really bank up on those points early if people pick the teams that have got those early buys. That's kind of been my theory and my schedule, my kind of structure around my team is what I've done. Who else do I have? We have got, I mean, going against my structure, Errol Goulden. So with guys like Florent outgone, not that he hasn't had a lot of usage. He only played 10 games last year on a 105 average. I reckon he'll do even better. Like, he's got a beautiful kick. No, he's kind of untaggable. He's just so fit. You can't really keep up with him unless your name's James Jordan, but he's on his team. But I think Errol Goulden's really good. I reckon he's a really solid fit for what I've got. And it's fine because I've got, if I look at my thing, he's round 3. He's, what's it called? That's when his buy is. So far, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys playing in round 3 with Goulden gone. So it's not the end of the world for me. The other dude I have, the other two, Hayden Young, I think everyone's got him. He's mentioned that his body's great, which I'm very all for. Yeah, I don't know much more to say. He's a solid guy. Like, for that price, it's great, and I really want to go for him. And hopefully he does well. And he could be an M8 potentially. If not, he might get injured, and you just trade him up to a primo with like a Parish potentially. If also he's doing crap. The last guy, now this, I've read up a bit of Carlton and what they're doing. He might be playing half back, which is really nice. If we look at, let's just look at Carlton guys in general, from highest price of, like, you've got Nick Newman, who's a 32 to 33, 34-year-old, coming off an ACL injury, not great. Adam Sard, he's also getting up there in age. He's had hamstring problems in the past, not that he did last year, but I don't know. Wiedering, he's a key defender. You've had Ollie Holland. I can't speak. You've had Ollie Hollands play down back. Um, I don't know how he went personally. I didn't really pay attention to it, but I feel like a guy like Oliver Florent at a new club, they might utilise him right and play him down back. I've read that they're using him down back at the moment, so hopefully that's the case. It's a big theme here. My midfielders are super mid-price. I've got like one, two, three, four primos, one, two, three mid prices, and then one, two, three, four rookies. So it's quite a bit. That's a pretty expensive midfield. And then we've got two guys left. Is that it? Oh, cool. Well, let's not put Carlton there. Let's put Brisbane because it's going to be Sam Draper for the moment. Now, I also don't think it's a good. I don't like it. 100%. I do like him, but I don't know. Because what I've heard is that Brisbane kind of wants to play that 50-50 ruck split with Draper and Fort. Now that they've got they've got rid of the sub rule, what is it? The sub rule basically for ruling them out. So they've got a fifth interchange on the bench, which is really good. So I think he's going to have less. He'll be moved up forward when Fort's on. But I think with this 50-50 split, I'm not very confident with. To be fair, as I look in this ruck list, which I will have a video on, I'm sure like about it. But how the new rules are going, Draper's probably the best fit at the moment. I think Grundy is also a really good fit for this as well. He's just really expensive. And I'm not going to lie, the next guy down would be DeConing and Marshall, but you're just not going to touch them. And then after that, you've probably got maybe not even Blitzars because he's probably not even playing ruck. Like, I don't want to spoil my whole video, but there's a reason why that's not happening. And then at my forward line, it's a bit of nothing, but I've gone with. Okay, just don't type. I've gone with Sid Draper. Hopefully, he has a better year this year in the sense of SuperCoach. Not obviously, he did fine. He got subbed out quite a bit at Adelaide, but I think it's probably like it's just a filler spot at the moment. Like Draper and yeah, I think that's a filler spot. Same with Coleman. They're all a bit filler spots at the moment. So I've got 10,500 left over. That's my new team. Yeah, if I look at this midfield, it is so like when I say stacked, it's stacked in the sense that I've got four primos, three mid prices, and four rookies. So it's more value, and I don't like it because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys, potentially a sixth guy. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys that are like that could be great or bad. And if it goes bad, then I'm going to be falling behind really bad. So this isn't by no means. We've still got 2 months. This is not my final team at all. This was just a thought of a team. I could make a video on mid prices as well, like a full team of mid prices and good value. But I'll have to make that and do time and effort for that. I think I'm going to do a preview of each team going into the year. I'm going to read some forums up, see how we go, what guys to pick. I've kind of started already, but I don't know how to feel about it because it's just based from the club and not like people, like non-biased supporters kind of watching on training. But yeah, I think this is the team for January. This is my January team. I don't like it. Don't get me wrong, but could be worse. Could be worse. But yeah. Thanks for tuning in for today. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed that. Thanks again for the support. Like I said at the start, you guys have been, crushed the viewer count. 700 views. I can't believe you guys want to watch me make a team and still like watching it after 3 weeks of it. It's a crap team, what it was 3 weeks ago, but yeah, anyways, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully, you guys have a good one. I'll be making sure to make AFL posts because every other creator is doing it at the moment. And I thought I'd do it a bit later, but I think everyone's just fishing it out now. So I keep saying fishing it out, fleeing it out now. So I think I'm just going to have to start joining the trend. So more content for more people, I guess. But yeah, anyways, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully, you guys have a good one. Have a good summer. It's really hot at Melbourne at the moment. But yeah, have a good one. Cheers.